Alrighty, so we are doing second species counterpoint. I am here with Jillian, and we're going to help you understand some key points about second species counterpoint. So the first thing you want to do is always look at your key signature, and we are in A minor. We know that because we start on A, and there are no sharps or flats in the key signature. So that's one of the first things you want to do, and then Jillian's going to tell us one of the second things you're going to do, looking at your beginning and ending of your second species counterpoint. Also different from first species counterpoint is that it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So for every whole note in the cantus firmus, you're going to have 2 half notes for that. So that's different than first species where it's 1-to-1, where second species is 2-to-1. So that's something to keep in mind. That's something a little bit new. And now Jillian's going to take over and describe Rule 5 in your notes. If you're following along in Dr. Mitchell's notes, we're on rule number 5.
So rule number 5 states that the counterpoint written above the cantus firmus may begin on scale degree 1, 3, or 5. Now, if the added voice is below the cantus firmus, it must begin on scale degree 1. But since our added voice is above the cantus firmus, we chose to begin on scale degree 1. Now, you can begin on a half rest, and the penultimate measure may contain either 1 or 2 pitches. The penultimate measure is going to be your second to last measure. The final measure must contain a whole note. The move to the final octave must be stepwise in contrary motion. So in the cantus firmus, we have B to A. And in the added voice, we're going from F to G as half notes to A, which is our whole note.
All right, so that's a little bit about Rule 5. So yes, we do end on A, and we're going to begin on A, and we're going to start with a half rest in the beginning. Another thing you want to look at is the ending. So rule number 6, we are in A minor. So I'm going to read rule number 6 for you. It says, in minor, use the lowered form of scale degree 6 and 7. Raise scale degree 7 to create a leading tone only in the penultimate measure, and raise scale degree 6 if it precedes the leading tone. So here we are in A minor, and right now, since we are climbing up to do, right now it's le, te, do. So in minor, that the te, do is not a leading tone. We want to create a leading tone, so what we're going to have to do is add a sharp, so raise it by a half step, and now we have ti, do. If you continue with rule 6, it says, and raise scale degree 6 if it precedes the leading tone. So right here is scale degree 6. It's preceding the leading tone, which is right here. We are also going to raise that by a half step. So that's going to have la, ti, do. So that is rule number 6 for you right there. So keep that in mind if you are doing minor. And last but certainly not least, one of the most important things about second species counterpoint is rule number 4. We have dissonance. In first species counterpoint, we did not have dissonance. So we have dissonance now in second species counterpoint, but there are certain places you can do that. So rule number 4 says the only permitted dissonance is the weak beat or the passing tone of a melodic third by step between 2 downbeats. So an example of a passing tone in our second species counterpoint is going to be right here. So we have a perfect octave right here, which is an eighth, and then we have a third, and then going from here to there, we're going from here. So right here is a third, and then we're going to go up to a 6 right here. So that's a major third. But to create dissonance, we're going to step up to that, and this is a fourth. So this is a perfect fourth, and that's going to create dissonance as we climb up and make a melodic third. So this is a leading tone, and we can go ahead and listen to that if you would like. So we're going to play that. Make sure it's not too loud. Blow your ears off. Okay. Okay, so if you listen to that, it has some dissonance right there. And so if you are labeling, which is what UTRGV rule is required to do, it's going to be 8, 3, and then you're going to circle the 4 to make it known that you know and Dr. Mitchell knows and everyone knows that it is dissonant. So we're going to circle that. And another example is going to be right here as, where am I? Yeah, another example is going to be as we're stepping down. We're trying to do a melodic third, so from here to here and then stepping down. So this is going to be a 7th, which also creates dissonance, so we can go ahead and listen to that. So there you hear some dissonance with that 7th. So that's how you create dissonance with the weak beat. So you can't have a 7 or a 4 or anything like that on the strong beat. You always want to have consonant sound on the down beat, which is beat 1. So beat 1, it should always be consonant, and then you should have sometimes dissonance in the second beat. So we covered rules number 5, rule 6, and rule 4, which are some of the most important things in second species counterpoint.